turn that off. Now, there we go. Hey, everybody. How you all doing? Gonna let people show up here before we really start. Oh, 3 people already. Hello. How's everybody doing this morning? Realized there were some more options for Thank you very much, John. I appreciate it. Just got the notification right there. Thank you very much, John, for the coffee. Cheers. Hey, Paolo, how you doing? So, gonna unbox the SRC Toyota today. Gonna talk about what was in the news the other day and anything else that comes to mind. Anybody into Formula E? I started recording the series on my DVR, and I watched it the first year it came out, and I haven't really bothered to pay attention since then, frankly. But I am going to start kind of watching it. I think it's an interesting idea. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can race anything. I know it doesn't have the sex appeal of a racing car with an engine or with a combustion engine. But yeah, I figured I'd give it a shot because there's not a lot of racing on that I feel like watching now. Formula One is, well, I mean, it doesn't race every weekend, and I can always increase the intake of racing that I have. Hey, Garth. Thanks for showing up this morning. So, what did we have on Friday? Okay, Scalectric, the new Heritage GT40, the red and white car. I think these look really good. I'm impressed. You know, the finish on the cars that Scalectric does, of course, everyone knows Scalectric's finish is really fantastic. Hello, Dawson. Hello. Thank you very much for showing up from Ireland. Cheers. The Scalectric GTE, I should say, not GT40. The latest livery on that, the red and white livery. Oddly enough, hey, Harry. Hey, Jersey Mike. Thank you all very much for showing up. Let me tell you an amusing backstory about the Carrera GT GTE that they hello. Why no IndyCar versions as slot cars? I'll get to that. Remind me about that soon. So when I was working for Carrera, I proposed the idea of the throwback liveries, of using vintage liveries on cars. Hey, Gary. Thank you very much for showing up. Taller de Slot. Good morning. Hello from Spain, yes. So I proposed the idea of the throwback liveries, putting vintage liveries on the modern GT body. And the product manager, who I believe is still the product manager for 132, said, "Really? But those are all so boring looking." That's what the person who was in charge of picking the cars for Carrera thought. She said that they were all boring looking. And now, what do you know? They're doing them. And Scalectric is doing them. And, of course, they look fantastic. So what else do we have in the news on Friday? The Wins Sideways GTE is coming. This car looks absolutely stunning, of course. This is going to be a world beater of a car, I bet, for them. This is just going to sell off the shelves like immediately. NSR with the 912 numbered 911. This is, I believe, is the Portimao car. from a few years ago. This may be a special edition car, the green and yellow car. Not a huge fan of the colors. The overall livery is kind of cool, but whatever. Castrol Fiat 500 Abarths. They're cute. I can't imagine these cars are crazy fast because they're pretty top heavy. But what are you going to do? And then in the news on Friday, we also had the SRC rally cars, the Lancias. They look really nice. I mean, I try to show all the news, not just the news of the cars that I personally like. Rally cars really just don't sell well here in the U.S., but these look really nice. Lancias are pretty cool in general. So, yeah, there you go. So that was the news on Friday. Paolo asks, or no, sorry, that was Garth. Why no IndyCar new versions of slot cars? So here's the problem with open wheel in general, in the U.S. anyway. In the U.S., most people think any open wheel car is an Indy car. That's what they call it. So the companies are all based in Europe. They don't have IndyCar in Europe. They do Formula One. There. That's the short answer. The longer answer is, yeah, any open wheel is Indy. Exactly, Harry. Yeah, I mean, Harry and I have talked about this quite a bit. It doesn't really make sense for European-based companies to do Indy cars because Indy is only really followed here in the U.S. and frankly followed not very well in the U.S. Most people in the U.S. can't tell you any other race besides the Indy 500. Most people don't even know what Formula One is, but that's beside the point. There's no benefit really to doing Indy cars. The very small market, I think, that would buy them. If there were exactly what Harry just said, if there was the chance to do marketing with the teams at the tracks, that's entirely different. That would be a game changer, as any racing series. Hey Jeff, thank you very much for showing up. I appreciate it. Hey Slocker Man Cave, thank you very much for showing up. 15 people in, very cool, very cool. So I think that if there was a possibility of having cars at the track, slot cars at the track, with the teams, doing demos, doing promotional events, getting on TV constantly, I think that would be 180 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 360. Yes, 180 degrees better, because then you'd be able to get the cars in front of the people who would buy them. That's a different thing then. If you're just trying to sell IndyCar slot cars to the broadest audience of slot car buyers, yes, I do think some would sell. And I think they would sell okay, but it's not, it's not the way to go just to do a scattershot approach with something this specific. And if they're only going to sell here in the US, then the balance is, what other cars in the US would sell better? Would muscle cars from the US sell better than Indy cars? Yes. Would NASCAR in the US sell better in the US than Indy cars? Probably. So the idea of doing IndyCar, it's only for the US market, really. Yes, I know there are international drivers from Brazil, drivers from Europe, drivers from wherever. I get that. I don't watch IndyCar. I think the cars are ugly. I don't think it's very interesting. Personally, it's not for me. So if there were the chance of doing demos at the track, that's 100% different. That, I think, would be the game changer, really. Yeah, that's why. All right, so we're going to give it about another probably um, probably 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll do the unboxing here of the SRC. I figured I'd do it on the stream. That way, if people had questions, I could answer them. Not that I know a whole lot about this car. It looks really good. I've seen lots of pictures of it. Travis, that slot car guy, has done a lot of photos of it, and there's been a lot of people that have done pictures and unboxings of this car. And it's, I'm not gonna fill your K cup, Harry. That's how I made the coffee this morning. Karen Harry's on my stream. Harry, my wife Karen says hi. She's over sitting on the couch. She doesn't want to be seen, of course. Bunch of slot car nerds. Garza's the IndyCar body scream slot car. Yeah, I mean, it could. Harry says hello. I'm sure Harry's making some meat later on today. If anyone is in the central U.S. near, this is how not to be seen, exactly. If anyone is near Dixon, Missouri, feel free to stop by Harry's place. I'm sure there will be meat. Yeah. Hey, you like the Cuda shirt? Got this years ago at Summit Racing when I was working for SCX on my way by to see Brian Young, and stopped at Summit Racing in I believe that's Summit, Ohio. Or is it Akron? I don't know. Hey, Mikey, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Yeah. So what else was in the news? What rumors and innuendo and falsehoods can I talk about? Well, talking with some folks the other day in the business, people that are in the industry. Yes, there's still a carryover COVID effect. Sales have been pretty good this summer, although not quite what they were last year. Oh, yes. The fingers reminds me. The 956, the new Rothman's car from New Predator. Harry says new Predator long can to replace Jaws will be testing next week. Oh, yes. I think I know that motor. So the new 956 Rothmans, it had been available overseas for about a month or two, and not really sure why. Hadn't been available in the U.S. They just got into the U.S. at slotted dealers, at the slotted distributor, and I believe early this coming week, the car will be available. The Rothmans livery. Hello, John. Thank you very much for showing up. The Rothmans livery of the new 956 slotted will be available. This is a special edition car. You can tell by the second letter of the product code. Normally, cars are CA. This one is CW, so it's a winners. Hey, Mac, thanks for showing up. Hey, Clem, there's Clem. Thank you very much for showing up, buddy. The product number on the Rothman's car is CW, so that you know then that it's a special edition car. So that car is going to probably be $70 to $75. I would think retail. Clem might be able to. Hey, Paul, thanks for showing up. Clem would be able to answer that because Clem's a dealer. Warrior Run Local Works on Facebook. He sells lots of cars. Cheers, Clem. Yes, it's just coffee. Hey, Raymond, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. So yeah, the 956. I don't know what the delay was. Look, things get delayed. Dealers who get upset because, Europe gets some cars ahead of us. It's also very likely that we get cars ahead of other markets. It's just how it happens. I mean, it's just what happens. Do dealers lose sales because of that? Yeah, they probably do. Do dealers get overly upset about these things? Yes, they do. um, uh, Mac the Mac asks, thanks for the advice last week. You were right. The correct opinion on the Nincom again. Yeah, opinions on those things. I don't know what material they made them out of. It probably some kind of a nylon plastic. They're known to crack, and plastic gears in general. I mean, they're meant to be. They're meant to be. Not. They're meant to be cheap. Oh, hey, more guys showing up. Jay Fuente, thank you very much for showing up. Jonathan Roberts, cheers. Thank you very much for showing up. Yeah, Ninco gears are known to be suspect. I mean, you just take it with a grain of salt, replace them, whatever. It's no big deal. It's fine. It sucks to have to immediately replace a gear. I'm not saying that it's like a good thing, but you know what you're getting with the Nenko stuff. Unless you're new, then it can be pretty disappointing. Yes, that sucks. Also, all the Nenko cars now you can get pretty much are 5 to 15 years old now. So plastic gears and tires, by the way, are pretty much going to be wearing out, or going to be not wearing out. Well, they are going to be wearing out. That's for sure. They will be, the drying out. They might be cracking, whatever. Yeah, exactly. As Harry suggests, you got to visit Home Racing World, by the way. If anyone here is not a member of Home Racing World, the forum, not just the Facebook page, Harry, feel free, please cut and paste the link here. I'll make you a. Okay, there we go. Can I do this? Add moderator. Hey, Harry's now moderator because Harry's the man. Harry's the slot father. Helped me when I was just getting back into the hobby years ago. So feel free to post links, Harry. Everyone needs to be, there you go, right there. Everyone needs to be a member. You just need to be a member there. It is far and away the best board in the English language. We're not, we don't differentiate between countries here in the slot car world, because if you can read in a language, that's where you can go for information, for fun, for help, for whatever. And Harry is very, I don't want to call it strict, but he is strict. He enforces the rules, and it's newbie friendly. He doesn't take any shenanigans, any nastiness, any BS from anybody. If you go there, you can find a good, safe place to ask basic questions. No one's going to make fun of you, because nobody should. Okay, we will now unbox. Okay, not too much to say about the packaging at the moment. It's just plastic. Oh, look. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful box. I'm just kidding. It is actually a beautiful box. Chrono parts included. There are nice stickers on each side. Oh, they peel off nicely. I'm gonna put these stickers on camera here, I think, because these are plastic-based stickers, I think. Oh, no, they are up there. Oh, look at that. Okay, the full effect. Okay, what do we see? Okay, perfection. First thing we see is the single most important thing that, oh my goodness. Okay. This insert, I've talked about it before, but this insert is worth really spending a minute or two on. Hold on. Yes, Harry. That's exactly. This insert is really worth discussing for a second, for a hot minute. This keeps the car you paid a lot of money for, a fair amount of money for, not a lot. This keeps it safe. This is important. I know I maybe spend a little too much time on this for some people's taste, but from somebody that's made slot cars, that cares about getting the slot car from production place in China, generally speaking, to the consumer intact. This is just about the most important thing that any slot car company can do, and they've done it. And boy, howdy, have they, right? They really have gone out of their way. This little nugget, this is a small but very, very usable Phillips screwdriver. I've never seen an actual screwdriver in a slot car set before, in a set or in a single car. I'm blown away. Yes, you're right, to fingers. This should be done by every single manufacturer. Every manufacturer that does this should be encouraged, should be thanked. Hello, Crit Keeper. Thank you very much for showing up. They should be thanked. People that don't do this, you need to impress upon them the fact that they need to do this insert. They need to keep the slot car safe before it gets to you. Okay, what do we see here? This is a really nice body. This is, the mold lines are really nice. The quality of the mold, let's get this close here. The quality of the mold is fantastic. The mold is clean. You don't see any blemishes in the body. This body is superb. Another interesting little nugget, this body is two pieces. Now, Ray, if Ray is here, Ray mentioned this, and Ray put a video on this on Home Racing World. This front part of the body is separate and is screwed down. That's very interesting. It probably allows them to do a little more detail. It probably allows you to do a little more tuning. I mean, the molding on the body is exquisite. Here, we can actually get really close. This is nice. This really gives you some nice nice detail. The camera, we can really get in there. So, you know, you can see from the shine on the body itself, the plastic, the injection is nice and smooth. I mean, this is a really complex body. So let's spend a little bit of time. The wing is really beautiful. It's in place. This is a pretty fragile wing, but it is exquisitely molded. You know, this is not a cheap car. This, I think, the retail on this may be upwards of $90. So this better be nice. You know, better be really good quality, right? You got a really nice kind of presentation here with the hard box. Yes, I know when you take the car out of the box, then it's not in the box anymore. But when you first get something, you want to feel like what you've spent money on is worth it. This is a nice little nugget. You're going to be able to use this forever, right? It's a little small, yes, but just the fact that they include this little quality of life piece in here, this goes a long way. This makes me happy. This makes me happy. This makes me happy too. There's a lot of happy going on here, right? Yeah. Anyway, what else do we see? Okay, so, I mean, there's not a lot to say about the underside of the body, but there's no flash, which is great. It's very, very light. This thing only maybe weighs a few grams. I don't have my scale up here. I'm sorry. So, okay, now let's take a look at the chassis. Okay, chassis good and thick. Hello, Gerald. Cheers to all the folks out in Sacto. I appreciate it. So the pod lifts out. Beautiful pod, by the way. Nice little. Okay, interesting. There's a little post on the end here that that is screwed in. There's a phenomenal amount of detail on this thing. This screwed in here with a little three Phillips. So I think you can get some rock. If you get this thing in here right, you can get some rock with this post as a central pivot. That's very cool. You're going to be able to. This is an angle winder configuration. There's a lot of detail going on the chassis here. You can see these towers hold the loops for the pod, so you're going to be able to get some up and down movement, a little bit of float in there. That's nice. Take a minute to say amen, brother, to the guide post holder being so thick. And all the people said amen. Can I get an amen in chat? Nice and thick. That looks really robust. The front axle holders, the towers are, again, really robust. Their screw holes, as you can see the whole way through. Can I get it right so you can see? No, I can't. But you can see, well, there, I saw it a second. You can do up and down front axle adjustment. You can see the loops there. So you can get you can adjust the ride height on the front axle. There we go. There's quite a bit of thought put into this chassis. Quite a bit of thought. The underside of the chassis, fairly flat. Interesting little bit of detail there, sort of for the diffusers. That's kind of cool. Nice little bit of detail. That's excellent. Is it flat? The chassis? Okay, let's do this live. Nah, that's across the joint. The chassis is flat. Yes. There's no, when I touch it on either side, there's no side to side warp. And when I touch each end, there's no rock fore and aft. And from these side to this side, I'm not pushing down in a flat area. Yes. Confirmed. The chassis, she is flat. That's very nice. I don't like flattening chassis. Where can you get one? From anyone that carries SRC. There are dealers that carry SRC. Just search on your favorite dealer and see if they carry SRC. If they don't, this LMP, there's a high bar for LMPs, right? I mean, we kind of all know this in the slot car world. This needs to be a very fast car, right? This is not a build. This is just an unboxing. Now that baseball season is nearly over, I will be doing a track at my house, and I will do a build on this car. I probably will do some kind of a test car livery on it. I'm not going to paint it. I have some decals that are kind of like the zebra stripes, kind of like the camouflage. I will do something with that, like that. But I'll do a build on this car at some point fairly soon. I've had a lot going on this summer. So the pod is really nice. The pod is reasonably stiff. There's lots of nice attachment holes for the motor. So you can, and this would be the gear end right here, of course. And there are holes that you can see there that you can screw down the motor to make it nice and tight. And then, you know, you're not going to get any hop, you're not going to get any flex, and the pod is flat. There you go. So right out of the box, you're not going to have to flatten this. What more can you ask for? The motor. It's a boxer. We knew this going in. Okay. Okay, so here you go. It's a boxer. It's the P1, and as you can see, 21,000 RPM. Not terribly hot, but 300 centimeters of torque. That's a lot of torque. It's going to be a really, really torquey motor. Okay, very nice. This has a pinion on it with set screws. So, assuming this is a press fit pinion, it also has it has 2 set screws in place. There's a lot of thought put into this, clearly. The wire feels nice. It's a little thin, but I'd say it's probably adequate. Okay. The wires do move nicely. So this is not very stiff wire, which is a real pain in the ass, frankly. In the chassis, there are, and I see if I can show you, see these little channel thingies, little tabs right there? Those are to snap in the wires. Once this motor is in place, you can snap in the wires and hold them down. Another nice little bit of thought by SRC on this car. I mean, yes, you're right. DeFingers, long wheelbase. I would assume that this is going to be a pretty fast car. What do we have here? We have, okay, wow. All right, here we go. We got hollow axles, fore and aft. You can't see those. Trust me, they're hollow. You have axle adjustments in the package there. You have, good God, yep, ball bearings, and hollow axles front and back. I'm blown away. Photo etch. Photo etch, folks. Photo etch grill and wiper. And yeah, that looks like a hook, a pull hook for the front, a tow hook, maybe as well in there. Photo etch. Yes, bearings. Beautiful little bearings. Ball bearings inside, not just oil lights, but actual ball bearings. Okay, we have a nice little package of screws and long shaft screws that don't have any threads down them. So you're going to get there. Yep, you can see them there. So you're going to be able to get nice float without catching on the bearings. Nice spacers in there. Yeah, and a stopper for the gear and the axle. Okay, here's the guide. Got some screws there with the guide as well as a washer. And angle winder gear. Yeah, not really sure. I mean, I don't know that it probably says in here. Oh, baby. Brushes and springs. Springs. I'm liking this. I have a feeling you're going to be able to put the springs probably right on the pods here and get some nice adjustment, or in the back end here, get some nice adjustment. This is, wow, this is really nice. And then the parts, the driver, all in a little baggie. This is a pretty impressive presentation here, folks. We have glass in here that looks, frankly, perfect. I'm trying to get this so there's no glare. I'm sorry. There we go. You can't really see it very well, but the parts, all of the molding on all of the parts looks frankly exquisite. The driver's head is in Caucasian color, is molded in flesh paint color or flesh mold model plastic. There we go, plastic. So it's not just like a white head or a black head or a clear head or whatever that you have to paint. So maybe you don't even have to paint the driver then, the driver's head anyway. So, I mean, we're looking at a pretty high quality. Wow. Okay, where'd it go? I already lost it. Oh, there's a screwdriver. This is why you gotta have a million screwdrivers. You lose them all the time. Okay, not only do you get a screwdriver, you also get 2 different sizes of hex drivers, of grub screwdrivers. 2 different sizes, folks. The value. I know these things cost nothing. I know Slotted does this. I think NSR does this. But little quality of life things. You're paying for this, you know? This is not a cheap kit. You're paying for the quality, but you're getting good quality here. Another package. Money. Money, 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 money. Here are the wheels and tires. So fronts, now there are no inserts here. That's a bit of a quibble I have. I don't think there are inserts here. I don't see any inserts. That's a bit of a quibble. That's this much of a quibble. A lot of extra fantastic. So this comes with, again, in a nice baggie, nice presentation. You know, you're getting some nice stuff here. You're getting the wheels and tires here in this package. They look like they're very light. They're drilled out, so they're not the air gap. Thankfully, I really hate air gap. But they're lightweight wheels. They're plastics for the front, aluminums for the rear. You know, we'd have to see how well these would stick. Look, tires are tires. You can always change tires, right? No tires are going to be perfect for everybody. Oh boy. Okay, let's take a second, because what do we have here? Oh my God, it just keeps getting better and better. Yes, Jonathan Roberts is right. Resin print inserts, they're available. But this, folks, a parts list. This alone, companies don't do enough of this. You know, when you buy something, or when you have a company that shows you and they give you the part numbers of everything in the kit. Everything in the kit, the part numbers are right there, folks. That's extraordinary. Hold on, Harry. Hold on, Harry. Yes, actual instructions incoming. The parts list alone. Thank you. Can I get an amen in chat for a parts list? And I'm going to save something for last. The instructions are not it, by the way. Actual, wait for it, instructions. On how to put the thing together. It's even stapled. Actual instructions on how to put the thing together. Oh, wait. It's stapled, but it shouldn't be. Oh, no. Oh, no. What am I doing? Okay. It was just me. That's my mistake. I make them a lot. Okay. Next page. Wait, there are inserts. They show inserts. Look, I promise you, they show inserts. Hey, John Albright. Hey, Chuck. Thanks for showing up. There you go. Inserts or beginnings to endings. Instructions. I give you instructions. But it gets better. Oh my. Decals, decals, whatever you call them. I don't care what you call them. They're here. They're gorgeous. They are really opaque. You get 2 cars worth to make 2 different numbers. There are no evident printing lines on the decals. They are incredibly tiny. Here you can see that's pretty much as small as you can get. That's pretty much as small as you can get. And still, that's probably 2-point type. I do have a graphic arts degree, so I'm familiar with printing type sizes. That's as small as you can pretty much. That's as small as you can pretty much print. These are exquisite. So basically what you have here is probably the most exquisite slot car kit I think I've ever seen. It's the most complete, most well thought out packaging, and I've been involved in slot car packaging, and I've never done anything remotely this well. This is perfectly packaged. The pieces, this is a vacuum form interior, by the way. I just saw that. This interior is wafer thin. This interior, I mean, there's like no weight here. All of these little parts, they all come individually bagged. Everything is individually bagged. All the tiny little parts. That is a really, really nice thing, because you're not going to open one bag and then all little parts fall all over the place. Exquisite. This is just about as nice a kit as you could ask for. I can't imagine you could ask for anything more. Okay, so I see a bunch of questions here. Jonathan Roberts, I wish one thing I wish they would include is a tuning guide for those who may not who ever assembled a kit like this. Okay, so they could. The problem is for tuning, it would have to be language, right? It'd have to be. So there's a lot of different languages they'd have to do. When we did the SCX Pro car, we did a tuning guide for it, and it was basic, which I think if you're, to be fair, I don't disagree with you, Jonathan, but to be fair, this car is not for the beginner, right? A beginner, I hope, is not going to buy this car. A beginner is going to be completely lost with this car. This is for an advanced hobbyist. This is for, as Harry would say, the advanced enthusiast. This is not a beginner's car. No beginner should buy this car. This is going to be a really difficult car to put together. Well, it's not going to be a difficult car to put together. It's going to be a difficult car to race fast. It's going to be a difficult car to tune. It's going to be, this is really, 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 and this is on the chassis here, by the way, it fits perfectly. This is a really exquisite connoisseur's slot car, right? This is not for the beginners. No, sorry. DeFinger says bifocals and the hobby magnifier, please. Yes, exactly right, John. Oh boy, J Crown, Manton, Lopez. Guys prefer mag or no mag. I personally don't like racing with magnets. I don't really. I you know, the old argument. Okay, so Sean Casey asks who in the US is selling them. I know LEB does sell SRC. I believe you could look geezer glasses. John Albright says yes. I mean, any larger dealer is probably going to sell these. There's going to be a fair amount of dealers in the U.S. that would sell them. Any big dealer would sell these. I don't think LEB has these in stock. I don't think Slot Car Corner has them in stock, although I haven't looked. But you know, this is an acquired taste car. This is an exquisite car. If you're into the hobby, you should give this a look. Absolutely, you should give this a look. Gerald Campos says Revos are fun. They just need a little tuning. We run them in our club. Yeah, I mean, the Revo cars, they're fantastic as well. I haven't run mine yet. I haven't, because I've been working so much this summer, haven't had the chance to get up to race with the guys. But I will be putting up a track in the next couple of weeks. I think I missed one here. Sean says... Sean Casey says, this is what we can expect when Dave finally starts his slot car line. Let's set up a GoFundMe page. Who's with me? I'm not going to be setting up my own slot car. Jeremy, this is the SRC Toyota LMP. You can watch this in the replay. It will be available on video on demand as soon as it renders, this afternoon. I've gone through every single bag, every single part of this to make sure there's nothing. Let me take the insert out of the bottom here just to make sure. Nope, there's nothing in the insert. Nice rubber insert. So when you get this car built, right, you're going to be able to just to put it in here, and you got a nice little carrying case for it, if that's what you like. Everything's going to be able to go, because you're going to be able to put the car right back in there when it's built, put the clamshell back, put the case back. Everything, you will probably be able to use this insert then when the wheels and tires are on it. So there you go, because there's a little bit of room in there. So yes, you probably could use this to if you wanted to. I don't know why you'd need to, but if you could put the car back in here and store it that way. It would be a nice. Okay, Sean asked a very important question. Can we assume that they will make an assembled car in the future? 100% yes. They will be making this car also in a painted livery later this year. They have said that this will be available in a painted livery later this year. I'm assuming that it will be assembled. So I shouldn't have said 100% yes, because I'm assuming that. I would think, I would find it hard to believe. They do assembled cars, so why wouldn't they, right? There you go. DeFingers says, newbies that want to start doing a build-up, it has all of its wanted great material, instructions, parts list. Exactly. This is the most newbie-friendly kit that you could possibly want, because it has instructions. Now this is a complicated kit, so tuning it is for a new person is going to be a challenge, but I'd say it's doable, right? Because you have instructions. Because as far as I know, now correct me if I'm wrong, this is the only kit that I've seen that comes with instructions. Not that has instructions online available, that comes with instructions printed inside. I don't know, guys. So Sean asks, is there thinking that this kit is for clubs for a new class itself? So there's going to be a Porsche in addition to, this is a Toyota. So there's going to be a Porsche that will race against this. So this would be an LMP car that could race probably against any LMP slot car on the market. This is the most modern Toyota actually racing today, I believe, with maybe some changes. Hey, Jordy, thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. Hello from Spain. Hello from Pennsylvania. So this car would be part of a class, an LMP class car for, you could probably tune this to race against anybody's LMPs. Yes, the Porsche 919, exactly, Chuck. So that Porsche is coming this year. I've been showing pictures of the progress of it. So far, the car is just in CAD form. But I have high hopes. Seeing this, that great big eyes on there, I have high hopes. I was thinking about it. What is the worst slot car brand? I don't know. I'd rather not go there, because that's pretty subjective. All companies have had their problems. So from time to time, you have a bad release. You have something that slipped through in manufacturing or in design. And, I don't know that everyone's had something bad that's gone through that was a mistake. So I don't know that I really want to go there. It's fine to ask the question, but just, I'm sure there'll be plenty of opinions about what's, the worst slot car ever or whatever. I just, I don't know that I want to do that kind of negativity here personally, but it's fine to ask. John says, like the extras that come with the Group 5 Sideways, figuring out what they are is fun or not. Yeah, I mean, I wish they'd have instructions. It takes effort to make instructions, right? It takes, you got to print them, you got to do them. Instructions are hard to do. They're not it's not an easy thing. These are all CAD file photos, of course. So they just put, numbers, and they showed you how to install this or that, like the tires, like anybody needs to know how to put tires on a thing. But, this, it takes a little more effort. Kits generally, especially white kits, and I've talked about this before, generally speaking, don't sell very well. But, whatever. Okay, so here's, yeah, Sean, well, I do go there sometimes. There's SRC on social media. Please follow them. There's actually a QR code there. That's very cool. In full disclosure, SRC did send me this kit for free. I'm not going to, pretend like I bought this. I'm not saying good things about it because they sent it to me for free. I'm not going to do that. You can see the quality for yourself. If you disagree with me, then you disagree. That's perfectly fine. This is an excellent quality kit by any measure. I'd stand this kit up against any slot car kit ever made, as far as quality, as far as the complete package. Jordy says the key point for assembling the Toyota seems that you have frozen axle to limit. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can tune this car. So Jeremy says, I want to see how it handles on the track now. There are videos of this car going around the track. Check out Travis's That Slot Car Guy here on YouTube. If you don't follow him, you absolutely need to. He's a great reviewer. He's a great guy. Let me put in the chat here That Slot Car Guy, something like that. If you just type in That Slot Car Guy, you'll find him. He's a great guy. He does some work for SRC, I believe. He probably has a video of this car on the track. I'm sure there are videos here on YouTube of this car on the track. John D.S. Hi, Dave. My first slot car was a Revell Cobra kit. Very cool back in '66. Great instructions for me as a kid still have. Yeah, I mean, years ago, we as an industry, they as an industry, they knew how to do kits. Kits were the only thing you could really get, right? Back in the day, you can really show me, you can see that people who made slot cars really knew what they were doing. They were slot car people, or they were thorough in their the process of making the product. This would have been kind of a typical thing, with instructions, with decals, with everything really well thought out like this. Now, it's like it feels like we've gone backwards. We've gone forwards definitely in the quality, right? The quality is fantastic. We've never had slot cars that are this good quality. Every year when we get more slot cars, they get better quality, right? They just do. But this kind of quality of life stuff, like instructions, like a nice sheet of decals, it's what we as a hobby should be doing. And, we're not. It's hard to argue that we are. I mean, I'm not in the hobby anymore. Well, I am sort of. We're doing the basics, right? We're doing the minimum. We're doing the minimum. Sean, John says, yes, the patina of my shirt. Yes, my shirt has quite a bit of patina. Yes, it's quite comfortable. I try not to wear it much because I don't want to wear it out. It's old, it's more than 10 years old. So I wear it sparingly because I can't really find a CUDA shirt that I like as much as this one. I got this one at Summit Racing years ago when I was driving through to go see Brian Young when I worked for SCX, when we were just making the CUDA, the first go around of CUDAs. Sean says, this shows me that the top executives in the hobby didn't grow up making models like the rest of us. Revell had great instructions in the models that were built in the 70s. Yes, Sean's right. The by and large, people in charge of the slot car companies, certainly the big companies, who don't do kits, by the way. So, they're not slot car people. They're not. I mean, there's one exception at Skelectric. As far as I know, there are no exceptions at Carrera. At the hobbyist companies, of course, NSR, Slot It, those folks, they know what they're doing. I wish they had instructions. I'm sorry, but I wish they did. Okay, so we're coming up on an hour here, folks. I'm going to get off fairly soon. If there's any questions, I'll take them, and we can talk a little more. I got to have some lunch. It's a beautiful, cool day, finally. I'm going to mow. You didn't need to know that, but that's what I'm going to do today. Yes, I'm definitely going to have some lunch because I haven't eaten yet. I just woke up. And then Little League World Series starts this week. Oh, that's important. Little League World Series starts this week, late this week. I'm one of the key shooters for the paper that's going to be doing the games. The games are 10 days. And so this next Sunday, I don't know that I will do a live stream. I may do one from the grounds at Little League, although Sunday is an off day. I don't know. I'll have to see. I don't know that I'll be doing a. I don't know that I'll be doing a live stream next week. I'll be really busy for the next 10 days or so. Okay, Jeremy asks, what's the deal with SCX motors? Why they keep design? Kept that design so long. Yeah, I mean, they've kept the design. So now it's a different design. I don't know if you know that or not. So all the current cars, or most of the current cars, have gone to a different type of motor. It's the same old kind of SCX end bell, the plastic part, but the motor itself is a different motor. It's not the typical. It's not the typical motor. Jeremy says you could come to Iowa for the next Field of Dreams games. That would be pretty cool. So during Little League, there is a Major League Baseball game here in Williamsport that I believe I'm covering. It's called a Little League Classic. So on the field that I shoot baseball, the Crosscutters field, Muncie Bank Ballpark, Bowman Field is one of the oldest fields in North America. And I think it's one of the oldest continuously operating baseball franchises in the country. And they have a Major League Baseball game. Kind of, it's not an exhibition game. It is a regular game. Ohtani is scheduled maybe to pitch. He's kind of in the mix those days. So yeah, it's a cool baseball game that we have locally, Major League Baseball game. So I get to shoot that again. Haven't shot that in years. John says thanks. He says thanks for showing up. I appreciate you being here, John. Means a lot. Yeah. So yeah, I will. I probably won't have a live stream this coming Sunday, to be determined. I will be doing the news, time permitting. I will have something out on Friday. It's going to be a challenge because I'm going to be quite busy for the next 2 Fridays. So they may be brief. They may be shot from the outfield at the Little League World Series Stadium Park here in South Williamsport. It's in South Williamsport, not in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. So, yeah. I think that's it, folks. I really appreciate everybody stopping by. It means quite a bit. Thank you for all the questions. Thanks for the chat. Thanks very much to SRC, once again, for sending me this fantastic kit. Should you start a slot car channel? You mean here on YouTube? Yeah. If you got something to say, if you got some tuning tips, why not? The more the merrier, right? Have fun. Do what you want to do. Don't listen to negativity. Try and ignore it. I'm not good at ignoring it, but what are you going to do? Hey Ken, thanks very much for showing up. I appreciate it. No. I'm taking this shirt off. I'm not wearing this. I got a rider too. I got a riding mower. I'm not going to be using this shirt for my for my mowing experiences. Okay, guys. Cheers. Thanks very much for showing up, everybody. I really appreciate it. And